Deadly Intentions, 1982, a non-fiction work authored by American prosecutor William Randolph Stevens, delves into the gripping case of dermatologist Patrick Henry, who stands accused of attempting to murder his former spouse. The book meticulously recounts the subsequent trial, in which Stevens played a pivotal role as the prosecutor. For his skillful narrative of these events, Stevens earned a nomination for the Edgar Award in the category of Best Fact Crime. The story unfolds on December 6, 1977, at Tucson International Airport when a man who identifies himself as A. Donald Vester raises suspicions at the ticket counter. Vester's eccentric appearance, characterized by an obviously fake black wig and a disproportionately large upper torso with tiny legs and head, immediately draws attention. His actions, such as the wrinkling of his arms as if they were made of fabric, contribute to the clerk's unease. When Vester attempts to check his briefcase, the clerk's unease prompts her to insist that he carry the case on board, subjecting it to scrutiny through the airport's X-ray machine. The X-ray reveals the ominous outline of a firearm. Security agents request that Vester unlock the secured briefcase, but he claims to have lost the key. Ultimately, Vester is allowed to board the plane bound for Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, but only on the condition that he surrenders the briefcase to security personnel. After Vester departs on the Dallas-bound flight, bomb specialists open the briefcase and discover an array of alarming items within: a .32 caliber pistol loaded with 9 bullets, a hunting knife, a glass cutter, pliers, glue, a small plunger, string, 23 firecrackers, and matches. At the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, FBI agents await Vester's arrival at the gate, keen to apprehend the individual who fits the peculiar description provided. Their attention is drawn to a man with stray strands of black hair protruding from his trench coat pocket, an unmistakable clue pointing to Vester's disguise. Identifying himself as Donald Vester, the man proceeds to empty his pockets, revealing a bottle of pills, safety pins, a map of Tucson, and a car rental form covered in various scribbles. Inside the wallet retrieved from the mysterious individual, a Maryland driver's license, social security card, and library card, all bearing the name Terry Lee Cordell, are discovered. Curiously, credit cards and a U.S. Public Health Service's ID card identify him as Dr. Patrick Henry, a name subsequently confirmed by authorities as his true identity. Dr. Patrick Henry holds the position of senior resident in dermatology at Baltimore's University of Maryland Hospital. His recent movements trace back to his attendance at a medical conference in Dallas, from which he departed to fly to Tucson before returning to Dallas. When questioned about his peculiar behavior, the elaborate disguise, and the presence of duplicate IDs, Dr. Henry offers the explanation that he prefers to travel incognito. Given the absence of any apparent criminal activity, the authorities release Dr. Henry. However, they forward the contents of his briefcase, including its unusual items, along with other suspicious belongings, to Charles Wallace of the Tucson branch of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Wallace is particularly intrigued by the scribbled notes found on the rental car application, which contained 2 telephone numbers. The first number leads to a kindergarten and preschool, while the second corresponds to 1409 East Broadway, the residence of William Bellios. Upon reaching the residence, Wallace is apprehensive, fearing the possibility of a gruesome discovery. To his relief, he is greeted by a woman named Christina Bellios, who introduces herself as William's daughter. Christina explains that William resides in a guest house on the property along with her mother, Athena, and all 3 family members are safe and unharmed. However, when Athena addresses Christina by her nickname, Tina, Wallace's suspicions are aroused. At the mention of Dr. Henry's name, Christina becomes visibly alarmed and reveals that she thought she had seen him just a day earlier, albeit with long hair and a significantly different physical build. Furthermore, she discloses that Dr. Henry had contacted her at the kindergarten and preschool where she works, posing as a parent interested in enrolling his child. With growing suspicions that the caller was indeed Dr. Henry, a frightened Christina abruptly terminated the phone call and hastily returned to her residence. Charles Wallace, bearing the unsettling details of the case, presents it to Pima County's chief prosecutor, William Randolph Stevens. Intrigued and deeply concerned by the unfolding events, Stevens conducts an interview with Christina, unearthing even more disquieting revelations. Christina's account paints a disturbing picture of her past with Dr. Henry. When they first met in 1967, he appeared shy and sweet, which led Christina, with limited experience in romantic relationships, to agree to marry him shortly after their initial encounter. However, as time passed, Dr. Henry revealed his true nature, oscillating between emotional detachment and cruelty. His interactions with Christina ranged from addressing her as Toad to describing gruesome methods of torture and murder, such as inserting small explosives, similar to the firecrackers found in his briefcase, into a victim's vagina or anus. Despite her strong religious convictions, Christina made the painful decision to divorce Dr. Henry in order to protect herself and their infant son, Stevie. Faced with these horrifying revelations, William Randolph Stevens takes action to file criminal charges against Dr. Henry. The challenge, however, lies in proving that Dr. Henry committed acts in furtherance of the alleged crime. Filled with fear but resolved to seek justice, Christina agrees to serve as the prosecution's key witness, recounting her ex-husband's sadistic fantasies in court. Meanwhile, the defense calls Dr. Henry's new wife, Nancy, to the stand to testify to his purported strong moral character. After a mere 6 hours of deliberation, the jury finds Christina's testimony more compelling, leading to a guilty verdict on the charge of attempted second-degree murder. Dr. Henry is subsequently sentenced to 6.5 years in the Arizona State Prison. Deadly Intentions offers a deeply unsettling glimpse into how one woman narrowly escaped becoming the victim of a twisted murderer. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.